right now on News Channel 8 at 11.
Skimmer scare, more than 100 gas pumps impacted. How to find out if your bank account is in danger.
And test results tossed. Why some students have to come back during their summer break.
The Voices of Tampa Bay return for the show's live finale. What's next for the local artists we came to know and love? Good evening, I'm Jennifer Lee.
And I'm Keith Kate. We'll get to those stories in just a moment. But first tonight, you're going to notice something a little different throughout our newscast. On the bottom of your TV screen, you'll see names scrolling across with dollar amounts beside them. That's because Florida has more than $1 billion worth of unclaimed property that may be calling your name. And we want to help you find it. In 15 minutes, you'll see what we're talking about. Meantime, stealing the U.S. mail is not just wrong, it is a federal crime.
And it sounds pretty serious, right? But 8 on Your Side uncovered some disturbing details about what happens when you report your mail stolen. Senior investigative reporter Steve Andrews joins us now with what he found.
Jen, what I found is somewhat alarming, that for more than a year, the U.S. Postal Service, as well as law enforcement, largely ignored this mail theft crime that turned into forgery, that turned into bank fraud, that turned into grand theft. Ignored, even though there was video proof and a license tag of the vehicle the crooks were in. You're witnessing a federal crime. In this video, obtained by 8 on Your Side, this creep rips off mail from the West Coast Eye Institute in Citrus County. Staff suspected something was happening to the weekend mail a year ago, so Dr. John Rhoda installed surveillance cameras. The cameras captured crooks stealing mail over and over. And look at this. They even got a license plate number on one of the thieves' vehicles.
We all thought that stealing federal mail was a big-time crime, and these people have made a big mistake.
Exactly. You would think stealing someone's mail would be a serious crime taken seriously by the authorities. But when Dr. Rhoda contacted the Postal Service, he was shocked.
And they no longer have any ability to investigate this crime.
The postmaster suggested contacting the sheriff's office, and that was about it.
We take this very seriously here.
It should. 8 on Your Side has learned these snakes stole personal checks from 4 of the clinic's patients. Once that happens,
They've obtained your name. They've obtained what bank you bank at. And most importantly they obtained, routing numbers.
just what's needed for identity theft. We discovered they pilfered a $7 check to the eye clinic from patient Linda Skoglund.
I was shocked and I was scared.
Here's what they did. Using her routing numbers, they created this counterfeit check. They spent $449 at Home Depot and another $526 at a Walmart in Sarasota.
Somebody's violated you in a sense.
The license tag on the silver Ford pickup came back to Enterprise Rental in Pinellas County. According to the sheriff's report, it was rented by Ariane Johnson. Records show she's been arrested 33 times for possession of cocaine, fraud, forging checks, and more. Why haven't you arrested anybody? Are you close?
As of right now, the investigation is still an open investigation.
It's open, but it's been more than a year, and investigators have yet to speak with any persons of interest. Despite what appears to be grand theft and bank fraud, Citrus County investigators consider this crime petty theft.
And then I thought you went to prison if you stole mail.
I did too. I contacted the post office to see why it has no resources to investigate mail theft. Within a week of my reaching out, the Postal Inspection Service responded with an email that states, "We recognize there was a breakdown in communication at the onset of this investigation. Some investigative avenues were not pursued. We have recommitted inspectors to this matter." About a year late, but at least they're looking.
Right? I mean, you were telling me earlier you got the name of the person who rented the car from the sheriff's office report. So what has she said to them, or have they talked to her?
Well, the sheriff's office, Citrus County Sheriff's Office, has not talked to Ariane Johnson. They said they couldn't find her. Yet last week, the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office picked her up on an arrest warrant issued by Largo PD for her allegedly passing fraudulent documents, which is very similar to this. So somebody knew where she was.
They just weren't trying very hard.
There you go.
All right. Thank you, Steve.
Sure.
And now a calculator controversy. The State Department of Education is telling hundreds of Bay Area students they will have to return to class this summer to retake an algebra test, a test they have already taken. News Channel 8's Peter Bernard is joining us live tonight from Pinellas Park. All right, Peter, something doesn't add up here. It sounds like someone gave students the wrong calculators for these tests.
Keith, that's exactly what happened. Good evening. Results for 69 students who took geometry and algebra tests won't count because of a calculator goof-up. In Pasco County, it adds up to a huge headache for students who have to take their test all over again.
I think it's really stressful for everybody, to be honest.
To do it again?
Yeah.
Anclote High sophomore Caitlin Hutto isn't looking forward to taking her Algebra 1 Florida Standards test again.
Because I worked more hours than I needed to on the test.
You studied?
Yeah. Hard.
And did you pass?
Yeah.
The problem is the school handed out scientific calculators like this, which don't pass muster with the State Department of Education.
I was sick last night when I heard about this.
Pasco Superintendent Kurt Browning explained it could have been much worse. The miscalculation actually affected more than 800 Anclote students. But as it turns out, only the Algebra 1 class has to be retested.
The teachers thought that the calculators that they were allowing to be used met the state specifications. They did not.
So there's confusion there.
There was some confusion, yes. Nothing malicious.
It won't affect seniors graduating in 2 weeks, but it means Dakota Robinson can plan on a retake.
I don't understand why they handed out the wrong ones. It's hard enough in having to do it again.
He and others can do that in July.
How many kids on their summer break are going to want to come in July and sit for a couple hours?
They're not. They're not. And we're realists about that. We understand that.
And back here live, Pinellas Park is not a graduation requirement, so retakes are not going to be required. Up in Pasco, it is a graduation requirement, so they either have to come in July or take it sometime before they graduate. Keith?
It just sounds awful. So how did this miscalculation happen?
I'm being told it was a misinterpretation of the state law. Folks in Pasco County thought they were doing the right thing, thought they were following the law. And here's the kicker to the whole thing. The computer where they do the test, there's a calculator right on it, but some folks thought the handheld calculators would be better. Got them in a big trouble. Keith?
All right, Peter Bernard live in Pinellas Park tonight. Thank you, Peter.
Yeah.
Now to an 8 on your side consumer alert. Skimmers keep popping up at gas pumps across the state, and now the state ag commissioner is urging drivers to buy your fuel with cash. A statewide sweep found more than 100 skimmers over a 3-month span. At a busy station, one skimmer could steal the bank information of hundreds of customers per day.
They're in urban areas and rural areas, newer gas stations and older gas stations. There is not a rhyme or reason to where the thieves attach these devices.
6 skimmers were found in Hillsborough County. The state is distributing information sheets to gas station clerks to educate them on detecting these skimmers. We have county-by-county breakdown of where these gas station skimmers were found. You can just look under Don't Miss It on the homepage of WFLA.com.
The recall of dangerous airbags has doubled. The manufacturer Takata has agreed to declare 33.8 million of its inflator mechanisms defective. The airbags can explode and send shrapnel flying at passengers. 17 million vehicles in the United States have already been recalled due to this problem. And passengers aboard a Norwegian cruise ship are safe tonight after the ship ran aground in Bermuda. Officials report the ship hit a reef near Bermuda's North Channel. More than 3,000 passengers and crew members were on board at the time. That cruise ship lost power temporarily.
After a season of amazing singing, we learned tonight who is America's new voice.
The winner of The Voice is Sawyer Fredericks. You won it! And
congratulations to Sawyer. He wins $100,000 and a record deal with Universal Music Group. We also saw Bay Area favorites Rob Taylor, formerly of Team Christina, and Brooke Adie of Team Blake. They returned to perform on tonight's finale with the rest of the top 20. And Tampa Bay talent were a huge part of this year's season.
Yeah, and although none of them actually made it to the end, they are taking this experience into their next adventure in life. News Channel 8's Candace McCowan is live with an update on what's next for our voices of Tampa Bay. And they performed well tonight, Candace.
Incredibly talented young kids here. And if you learned one thing from watching The Voice this season, is that Tampa Bay can churn out some incredible talent. When the coaches heard this powerhouse voice coming from tiny Brooke Adie of Wesley Chapel, they knew it was something special.
She was amazing. My thing is I want to go out there and just go against myself, be better than the last performance.
This was a dream come true for the 16-year-old after years of auditions and performing. For Rob Taylor, who also grew up in Tampa, getting on the national stage didn't come easy. He auditioned for American Idol multiple times before taking the Voice stage.
There's no one more important to me, baby.
It felt amazing being up there.
Rob's Tampa fan base was there every step of the way.
We're just thankful that Rob was able to, Christina saw something in Rob to keep and to hang on to.
And who could forget the charming smile of Jeremy Gaynor, who also fine-tuned his chords for years in Tampa.
Baby, you think that you can hide, I can smell your scent.
What's next for these voices? All of their answers are similar to what Brooke 80 told me Tuesday night.
Singing and writing and music stuff.
Gaynor is back to performing as lead vocalist for the West Point Band. As for Rob Taylor, he's back in Louisiana and really hoping that the Voice will lead into some other opportunities. Keith, Jen.
So is Brooke 80 coming back to Tampa?
She is. She's coming back to Tampa, but what's next for her? She's being a little bit hush-hush about that at this moment. Of course, we will keep watching and find out.
Oh, we wish her all the best, either way.
Candace McCowan live in Tampa for us. Thank you. So what did you think of tonight's Voice finale? Do you think the best artist won? Share your thoughts on our WFLA Facebook page or tweet us at WFLA. Well, the state of Florida holds more than $1 billion worth of unclaimed property, and some of it might be yours.
Coming up next, we're going to show you just how easy it is to find. So keep your eye on the crawl that is running on the bottom of your screen tonight. You might just see your name.
Also ahead, Channel 8 is saying goodbye to Gails Farewell. How you can join us in paying tribute to our amazing friend.
So it turns out you could have free money just waiting for you. So go ahead and check the bottom of your screen as we go along here this evening. If you see your name, there is cash out there that apparently belongs to you.
There's nothing wrong with free money. 8 is on your side to help you get that money. And we found people in the Bay Area with hundreds of dollars in unclaimed property.
$300, $2,000, even $500,000. And it might have your name on it.
When you contacted me, I'm like, I'll go check it out.
Blake Guthrie currently lives in Miami. We found his name under his former Bradenton address.
Again, I was very surprised and relieved to find out it was $700. So again, I appreciate you reaching out to me, that's for sure.
More than $700 from stock his grandfather purchased for him in Pepsi and Pizza Hut. We're breaking down the numbers, and you might be more like Guthrie than you think. Get this. 1 out of every 3 people in Hillsborough County alone has unclaimed money. Similar story in Pinellas, Polk, Pasco, and Manatee, where about a quarter of you have money you probably don't even know about.
Isn't that crazy?
That is crazy. And again, and without your help, I'd be one of those people still. And I'm glad that you did reach out to me and I was able to go on there.
Can I get you any coffee with this or anything else?
Local businesses can get in on the action too.
So you have $300.
We told Tiffany Pennington, a manager at Alessi's Bakery, about her company's cash.
I mean, it all goes to the bottom line. That's part of our profit right there. That could be somebody's salary for the week, or you never know what, a rainy day, anything. It could be for company fun party, who knows?
In this case, it's more than $300, a refund for an old deal with Coca-Cola.
And it all just comes down to the bottom line. And a small business that's been around for 103 years, it's every dollar counts. It doesn't matter.
Okay, so the website you want to go to is fltreasurehunt.org. Don't worry, though, we've put the link in the story on WFLA.com. It's also under links mentioned on our app.
And searching apparently is really simple. If you find your name and you're there and you're owed some money, you'll need to prove your identity because each claim form will spell out what documentation you need. So again, it's very easy to do.
Yeah, accepted forms of documentation include a copy of your driver's license or other government-issued photo ID. If your current ID has an old address on it, heads up, though, you need a bill or other document that has your correct address.
And once you submit the information for your claim, it can take up to 90 days for you to actually get the money. You can find the answers to some of the more frequently asked questions on WFLA.com.
Here's something else cool you will find on WFLA.com. It'll be the biggest house in Hillsborough County, and News Channel 8 got an inside look. The massive estate is being constructed along White Trout Lake in Carrollwood. This is the future home for a well-known Tampa philanthropist, Dr. Patel. The main house will have 35,000 feet, modeled after palaces in India. There will be 3 guest houses and a 12-car garage. We put a pretty cool slideshow on our website, so check it out. Now here at Channel 8, we are about to say goodbye to one of our own.
Yeah, it's kind of a heartbreaker, really. Our dear friend and colleague, Gails Farewell, will anchor her last newscast tomorrow at 6 o'clock. But here tonight, Tampa Mayor Bob Buckhorn honored her with a proclamation.
Now, therefore, I, Bob Buckhorn and Pam Iorio, by virtue of the authority vested in us as mayors of the city of Tampa, do hereby proclaim Tuesday, May 19th, 2015, as Gails Farewell's Day in the city of Tampa. And this is your day, Gail.
Oh, how about that? Pam Iorio there with Mayor Buckhorn. Gail telling us her heart is full tonight. Lovejoy, there's her husband, Mike, a lot of friends, but she admits she's ready to get a little rest.
I've been here for 38 years. That's a long time to be in one place. And I feel so blessed that I am able to retire when I'm young enough to still go and do fun things with my husband and go play golf and just, you know, just not be busy all the time. I've been busy all my life.
But I have a feeling Gail's going to remain busy. That's just who she is, but she is ready for the next chapter. More time with family, more time on the golf course, as she says there. And tomorrow, following Gail's final 6 o'clock newscast, be sure to stay with News Channel 8 for a special 30-minute program dedicated to Gail's iconic career. Gail Farewell's always on your side. That will air tomorrow night at 7:30. It's going to be something else.
What a special night. What a special time to just honor a lady that means so much to us personally and to this community.
Yeah.
That's a rare story for someone to start in that, Mark, spend their whole career, just like yourself. And in television, you move around quite a bit, as Keith and I have done, so that's a familiar story. But Gail's is unusual, and she's well loved here and active in the community. And
but she's ready to golf.
Ready to go.
In a big way.
Do you know it's Bob Height in the background?
Oh, yeah.
There's so many former colleagues here
Bob Height,
to have a
Dick
party.
Crippen. I mean, they were wonderful
Don't
people.
miss tomorrow night at 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
That's going to be something special, her final newscast.
Tearjerker.
Yep. Well, it will be for all of us.
Yeah,
but the
will be.
weather, it turned out beautiful tonight.
It was gorgeous up there.
Yeah, it was gorgeous tonight. It had a little elevation, too. It helps the breeze a little bit in the downtown Tampa area. You can see looking ahead to Memorial Day. Locally, not a bad holiday weekend ahead for us. This is pretty much what we expect this time of year. Early sunshine, warm temps, and afternoon storms. But midweek here, we're probably going to get into a different kind of pattern with a westerly flow. 90 degrees, 90, and then 91 degrees for Monday. Rain chance 40 and 30%, about what we expect for this time of year, our seasonal averages. Susan Delaney got a great shot of, I believe, a fiddler crab. That's how she identified it in the Tampa Bay area tonight. Nice shot. Storm teammate WFLA and Rick Bennett from a distance. Egmont Key got a great shot of the lighthouse built in 1858. Because the one in 1848 was destroyed by a Category 4 hurricane. Still sitting there, 1858. Storm teammate WFLA. Again, you see a few showers here around the Lakeland area. Saw some good storms around the northern sections of Polk County, Haines City, Lake Alfred area. Good downpours tonight. And still some rain continues, very persistent. Not many lightning strikes left over Polk City down to just east of Lakeland, it looks like, and down west of Winter Haven. But they're out there. 78 degrees at 1 p.m., 77 degrees at 2 a.m. The weather wheel tells us temps will be warm overnight, 74 degrees. Highs tomorrow, warm. Slight rain chance, about 10%. Not a great chance, but the westerly flow will move showers inland, and there's a slight possibility of seeing coastal showers early in the day. Temperatures mostly in the 70s. Clearwater Beach, 81 degrees. Frostproof, 80 Tampa, 76 in Arcadia, 78 degrees in Inverness. Showers and thunderstorms, some tornadoes across Texas tonight. For us, just a few clouds and sea breeze related stuff still left over in the atmosphere, but again with a westerly flow. As I mentioned, you can't rule out the possibility of an early coastal shower. Not a great chance, but that's just what we put in the forecast when we have a westerly flow. We know showers move inland as the day goes along, so more activities expected farther off to our east in the forecast area tomorrow. 88 degrees Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. The rain chances running 20%, 10% as we get into Friday, and then you can see the weekend there too. The rain chances do come back a little bit, but that's mostly in the afternoon. So if you're planning on going out, perhaps headed out to the beach, early sunshine, great early part of the day, then you got to wait for the rumbles of thunder that eventually occur late afternoon, evening.
All right. Thanks, Steve. Thank you for the weather. Coming up next in sports, the Rays will continue their road trip.
Plus, the Bolts are back in town getting set for Game 3 tomorrow night. How the team is feeling after last night's big win.
Plus, tomorrow morning in our series Giving Up.
I realized that I just did not want to
be that guy anymore.
Giving up sugar. We're going to introduce you to a Tampa Bay man who made a small sacrifice that made a big difference in his life. Tomorrow morning on News Channel 8 Today.
Sports on News Channel 8 is brought to you by your Tampa Bay area BMW dealers.
Last week, an MRI confirmed Rays starting pitcher Drew Smyly had a torn labrum in his left shoulder, an injury that usually calls for a season-long recovery. But today, manager Kevin Cash said he was optimistic about Smyly's progress. Perhaps a return this summer isn't out of the question. Tampa Bay visiting Atlanta tonight. I don't know about Smyly, but that baseball sure isn't coming back, as Drupal Cabrera goes yard to tie the game at 3 apiece. Fast forward to the 5th. They say hindsight is 20/20, but Forsythe is hitting about 300 this year. Logan Forsythe drives in James Loney to give Tampa the lead. Then David DeJesus doubles to make it 5-3, and that's the final. The Rays improved to 22-18. As Irish rock band Thin Lizzy once quipped, the Bolts are back in town. Is that not right?
Close. Enough. I like it, though.
Fresh off last night's 6-2 drubbing the Rangers, the Lightning returned to the Sunshine State this afternoon. The Eastern Conference Finals now tied at a game apiece, with Game 3 coming up tomorrow night. Tampa Bay has stolen home ice advantage from New York, but the team sees pretty even keel about it.
You know, there was going to be a lot of up and downs. You know, you have to stay focused and you know, prepare for the next game. And same goes right now. You know, it was a big win for us yesterday, but you know, we have to turn it around and refocus. And you know, it's obviously a better feeling waking up this morning and get on this fight. But you know, we got to refocus. It's a quick turnaround and a big game tomorrow.
Focus, guys.
Got to focus.
Finally, there'll be a fresh face under center in Tallahassee this fall. Everett Golson has decided to transfer to Florida State. The former Notre Dame quarterback has 1 year of eligibility left, so he can play immediately. Jimbo Fisher did not promise Golson the starting job, but he seems pretty likely to take over Jameis Winston's old spot. That's a double-edged sword for Seminole fans, because this is a guy that took Notre Dame to a national championship, but also got suspended for all of 2013 for academic issues. So, flip a coin.
Yeah.
I like that hindsight 20/20, but Forsythe
300.
301
this year.
Impressive.
Well
Very cool.
played,
Thanks,
Paul
Paul.
Ryan. We'll be right back. Winning lotto numbers: cash 3033, play 47419, fantasy 5 33 2 14 20 16, the lucky money 8 46 5 16, lucky ball is 15, and Mega Millions 65 10 21 29 12, and the Mega Ball is 10. Talk about free money.
In the morning, Steve.
Nice and warm, 74 degrees, a little onshore flow. Can't rule out the slight possibility of seeing a few extra clouds and maybe a light shower. Everything will move inland, east, as the day goes along, because we're in a kind of a westerly wind tomorrow. But overall, about the same to most folks. I think it'll feel the same.
So for all those college kids starting to graduate, beach might be a good idea
Beaches
tomorrow.
are greater in the afternoon, yeah.
And set your DVR if you're not going to be watching live, because tomorrow is Gails Farewell's last day on WFLA News Channel 8. A special at 7:30 dedicated strictly to her. Don't miss it. It's going to be something else.
Jimmy Fallon's coming up next. Have a great night.
Good night.